Beatles for Sale ranked. I like this almost as much as A Hard Day's Night. It borders between good and great. I like it a lot. There's filler, but the best songs on here are emblematic of what I think the Beatles were the best at doing. Unlike with the Beatles, where it was kind of like a watered-down version of Please Please Me, this was kind of a step in a new direction for them, and it's one that I really like. Now, it would be fleshed out on the next two albums, too. The worst song on the album, number 14, is Honey Don't. It's not bad, but it's not special either, and it reeks of filler. Number 13 is Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. Every time I think of this title of this song, it just reminds me of Be My Baby by the Ronettes, which is better than every song on this album, and it's better than mostly every Beatles song too. But that's kind of like me going off on a tangent, because Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby is an okay cover. It's also a Carl Perkins cover, like Honey Don't, and it's a very similar song to that one too. So that's kind of why I have both of them at the bottom, because they're very similar songs, and they're both filler. Number 12 is What You're Doing. Speaking of Be My Baby by the Ronettes, this song borrows the drum pattern from that song. God, what an influential song that was. But the melody in the song is not that great. It's kind of like a clash between a major and a minor key when Paul goes, "What you're doing." That's a D minor chord that he sings, but then the guitar riff is in D major. I kind of don't like that like dissonance. But the guitar riff is good, and it borrows the drum pattern of one of the greatest songs ever. So, I still like the song. Number 11 is Mr. Moonlight. This is probably number 14 for most. But I like this song. It's just a good cover to me. It doesn't really sound like the other Beatles covers. And that's kind of what I like about it. A lot of people say that the organ solo is bad. And I'm kind of inclined to agree with the fact that it's nothing special because it's just the main melody of the song repeated. But then again, the guitar solo in All Fall of the Sun also does that. And nobody says bad things about that guitar solo. So why do they say bad things about the organ solo in Mr. Moonlight? Other than the fact that the organ sounds a bit weird and low-pitched. Number 10 is Every Little Thing. The timpani in the chorus is easily the highlight of the song. And the guitar thing at the beginning, too. I like that a lot. But the timpani is the highlight of the song, definitely. It's not really amazing outside of that, though. Number 9 and 8 are Rock and Roll Music and Kansas City, Hey, 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 Hey. They're kind of like the pairing of Honey Don't and Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. In that they're similar stylistically, they're covers. I put Kansas City above Rock and Roll Music because I just really like Paul's vocals on Kansas City. He should have made more rock and roll songs. But Rock and Roll Music is good too. Number 7 is Words of Love. I really like Words of Love. The melody is not amazing or anything, but there's a very serene feel to the song, like there is on a lot of other songs on this album. It's a Buddy Holly cover, and Buddy Holly had already died when they made this cover, because he was unfortunately killed in a plane crash at like 20 years old or something. I can't remember when it was. Number 6 is I'm a Loser. Number 5 is Babies in Black. They're kind of good for the same reason. They both take country influence. They're both very honest in their writing, but I put Babies in Black above I'm a Loser because I like the waltz feel of the song. I'm a Loser is significant though too, because John Lennon reaches a lot of low notes on the song. Number 4 is 8 Days a Week. This is not one of the better songs of the early Beatles classics, like She Loves You, and I Want to Hold Your Hand, and All My Loving, I guess. You could fit that in there too. And Twist and Shout. But this is a really good song. The intro of the song, that is kind of the same as the outro, is easily the highlight of the song to me. I wish they had done more with it in the song, though. Number 3 is I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. There is country influence on this song, just like there is on I'm a Loser and Babies in Black. But I like the melody on this song a lot more than I do for the other two. So, that's why I Don't Want to Spoil the Party is number 3. Number 2 is No Reply. This is the most, I think, mature that John Lennon got with his songwriting up to that point. And I just really love it. I really love No Reply. Number 1 is I'll Follow the Sun. What a gorgeous song. I heard early demos of this song. They were not nearly as good as the final product. The original version was kind of like rock and roll. But when Paul, I don't know if it was Paul that like made the stylistic change, or if it was the other Beatles that suggested the song be changed stylistically. But I'll Follow the Sun is an amazing song. It's under 2 minutes, but it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's kind of like All My Loving in that sense, except I'll Follow the Sun is a folk ballad and not a upbeat love song. He kind of does the crooning thing again on this song, like he does on Till There Was You, and on And I Love Her, and P.S. I Love You. But his vocal performance on this song is very restrained as a whole. It's not really the forefront of this song, but it doesn't need to be, because it just sounds amazing by itself. Beatles for Sale is a good, almost great album. It could have been on par with Help, maybe, if it didn't have the filler that it had.